Hello there, and welcome to the fourth round of the Fantasy Chess Tournament. Well, we have kicked off the first match already between Marshall and Fine. Marshall taking the white pieces and Fine needing to get some points to get off the mark. Marshall not doing much better either, as he is sitting on half a point after 3 rounds. Both these players are excellent, they are just having a really bad tournament. Let's see if things can turn around. Marshall was early 20th century US champion, was famous for wild tactical play and sacrifices. Fine was from the 1930 to 40, was a top theorist and a clinical positional player with excellent endgame technique. With white, Marshall may go for bold attacks, while Fine will aim to soak pressure and outmaneuver in quieter positions. The position seems fairly even at this point. Black has the bishop pair and white has a pair of knights. Can Fine outmaneuver the powerful long-range attacks of the bishops with his knights? Already Marshall has found a way to win a pawn. He is now a clean pawn up. Will he simplify the position? Fine is starting to push his pawns and move his king forward. How does white deal with the black bishop, which becomes stronger with every simplification? Black has managed to create double isolated pawns on the h-file and an isolated pawn on the f-file. However, I do not believe this will be enough to win. The pawn majority on the a and b files will find their way through. Finally, white sacrifices the b pawn to activate his knight. The black f-pawn is lost and white re-establishes his pawn majority. Black spotted that trap. If the black king moved to e7, white was waiting with knight to d5, which forks the bishop. Hence he moves the pawn. This must be a win for white. Let's see if he can finish it off. As predicted, Marshall won that game. He won a pawn in the middle game and was able to take that advantage through to the endgame and convert for his first win in this tournament. Next up we have Flohr against Chigorin. Flohr was known for his solid and conservative play, known to be hard to beat and rarely made mistakes. Chigorin is the ultimate romantic, aggressive, creative and willing to break opening conventions. Chigorin is still on 0 points, and Flohr's modest half a point doesn't offer much safety. A must-win for both in terms of momentum. What do we predict in this game? Flohr may try to dull the chaos and aim for a quiet grind. Chigorin might shake things up with an unexpected opening. It's positional caution versus romantic chaos. Will Chigorin's creative fire finally catch hold, or will Flohr's control douse the flames? The game is very even at this stage, both players being cautious. Will either of the players push for a win? This game seems to be heading in the same direction as the previous game. White has a pawn majority on the one side. Black is playing with a bishop and he is facing a knight. The difference is that White's pawns are on the B and C files, which makes the C pawn a pass pawn. Can White take advantage and win in a similar fashion as the previous game? White has managed to go 2 pawns ahead now. Does Black have any resources or any tricks to save the game? This is very slow progress by White. Finally, White is able to put pressure on both sides of the table. Black will fall soon. A good win for White and a well-fought battle. Flohr has his first win and Chigorin is still yet to get off the mark. Hopefully Flohr has shaken off his initial nerves and will start showing off his class now. The next match is between Timman and Blackburne. Timman is a Dutch great who was known for universal style. He could attack or defend, depending on the position. Blackburne was known as the Black Death of the 1800. He was feared for his brutal and sacrificial attacks. Blackburne comes into this match with 1 point, while Timman comes in with just half a point after 3 rounds and is in desperate need of a result to stay competitive. A loss here would push him further down the pecking order. What is our prediction? With White, Timman might try to steer the game into quieter waters to avoid fireworks, but Blackburne thrives in murky chaos. Can Timman's modern, strategic versatility subdue Blackburne's vintage brutality? One slip, and the Black Death could strike again. At this stage, White has a 2-pawn advantage. It is hard to see Black coming back from this, but stranger things have happened. Let's not write Black off just yet. Another good win for White. I believe that is now 3 wins for White in a row. Timman showed off his class today, and the Black Death died a little today. Perhaps the antics of the 1800 does not match up well against the modern style. The next match is Lasker in White taking on Leko in Black. Both of these players are on half a point, and both really need to step up and show themselves. Lasker, the legend, the former world champion, is known for turning poor positions into victories through psychology and stubborn defense. Leko is a 21st century grandmaster. He has built his reputation on computer-like precision and drawing top players. Both players are on half a point, both are tough to beat. This could be a high-level positional tug-of-war or a surprise blow-up. What is our prediction? Leko may push for a symmetrical, dry setup. Lasker will try to destabilize the position and create imbalance. A clash between logic and intuition. Leko's airtight defenses meet Lasker's willpower and trickery. Will it be a quiet draw or a test of nerves? Black's king seems open for the taking. Can white break through? White is an exchange and a pawn up. Black is in serious trouble here. Can he find a way out? Now black is a double exchange down. That was a quick conversion at the end. Well done to Lasker, showing us why he was a world champion and how it is done. This was Lasker's first win. Leko is still sitting on half a point and will need to do some self-reflection. He is not showing us his true capabilities. Next up is Morphy, another legend, and he is taking on Paulsen. Morphy is on 1 point and Paulsen is on half a point. Morphy is the quintessential genius of the 1850. He is known for lightning-fast development and devastating sacrifices. Paulsen, who is Morphy's contemporary and rival, focused on solid defense and positional restraint. He was the forerunner of the hypermodern school. What is our prediction? Expect Morphy to try and blow the position open quickly with sharp central control. Paulsen will resist and try to drag it into slower terrain. A historical rivalry reignited, Morphy's flowing genius against Paulsen's disciplined structure. Can art overcome architecture once more? Again we see white coming out 2 pawns up. With both rooks in play, this is still a complicated position. This time black was able to pull off a draw. That was well done. For the last match of the day we have Christiansen up against Zukertort. Both players are on 1 point. Christiansen is a late 20th century American attacker who was known for sharp lines and creativity. Zukertort was Morphy's successor in Romantic chess. He was highly imaginative with deep preparation for his time. What do we predict? Christiansen may aim for tactical complications early. Zukertort is capable of either matching that or dragging the game into long-term strategic play. 2 brilliant minds, one modern and one classical. Expect a heavyweight battle of beauty and boldness. For the first time in this round, black has managed to go a pawn up. Thus far we have had 3 white wins and 1 draw, which in all honesty should have been a 4th white win. This looks like an easy win for black and will push Zukertort onto 2 points after 4 rounds. He seems to be catching up. Thank you for joining us in this first part of the 4th round. We hope to see you again in part 2 of the 4th round. In the next part you can look forward to games featuring Teresh, Korchnoi, Alekine and Tal. See you soon.